It's Genevieve
and Hayley, and we're back again, and this time we want to explore the diversity of pollinators with you.
and we're going to do our exploring while we showcase some of the incredible Creative Commons work that is available on Flickr. Like the work of the amazing photographers and videographers you'll see throughout this video, the bumblebee photographs you contribute to Bumblebee Watch could become an inspiration to others. On rainy days, the internet world can be a great place to do some exploring too. Did you try to identify what you thought was a bumblebee on Bumblebee Watch, but you just couldn't get a species match? Maybe you weren't looking at a bumblebee. Maybe you were looking at a mimic fly, or maybe a wasp or some other kind of bee. Most of you probably know that there are loads of different insect pollinators. Beetles, flies, moths, and butterflies add to the pollination services most of us attribute to bees, and some of these other pollinators are specialists without whom many plant species wouldn't be able to reproduce. And of course, there are ecosystems that depend on vertebrate pollinators like birds and bats. The world of pollinators is very diverse, and telling some of them apart can get really tricky. One of the questions we get asked often is, how do you tell a bee, a fly, and a wasp apart? Today we're going to give you a few quick tips and tricks on how to do this quickly with the naked eye. The easiest place to start is with the wings. Bees and wasps have 2 pairs of wings, and flies only have 1. For the most part, bees and wasps hold their wings in over their bodies when they are at rest, unlike flies who usually have them stretched out to their sides. The next place to look is at the antenna. Bees and wasps have long, segmented antennae that usually have a kink in them, kind of like the bend in your elbow, while flies have really short, stubby antennae that are often very difficult to see. There can be mimic flies that look a lot like bees and wasps, but for the most part, telling flies apart from bees and wasps is pretty straightforward using the wings and the antennae. But if you get really stumped, try looking for the fly's telltale big round eyes. Telling bees and wasps apart can get much trickier. In general, bees are hairy, have a more robust and rounded overall shape, and tuck in their legs while they're flying. In contrast, wasps tend to have little to no hair, are generally long and slender, and dangle their legs while they fly. But of course, some wasps are more bee-like, like this hairy flower wasp or even emerald wasps that can look a lot more robust like a bee does at a quick glance. And there are even more examples of bees that look like wasps, like these Nomada and Coleoxys cuckoo bees, which are parasites of other bees, or this masked bee in the genus Hylaeus that is nearly hairless because she carries pollen back to her nest stored in her crop instead of on her body. So, bees don't really look like the bees most of us think of first, which are usually the European honeybee, and for a lot of people, bumblebees. Most bees are small, and they come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Make sure to be on the lookout for some of these common groups of bees next time you're outside smelling the flowers.
The insect world is full of imposters, but we hope these quick tips will help you catch them in the act. And remember, if you see a pollinator carrying a load of pollen, then chances are you're looking at a female bee.
In our next video, we're going to take a closer look at what makes a bumblebee, and a leg loaded with pollen or ready to be loaded with pollen is one of the ways we can tell a female bumblebee from the rest. Before we go, we thought we'd leave you with a cool fact about bees. Most bees don't sting. The sting is a modified egg-laying structure, so male bees can't sting, and even female bees in a lot of groups, like these tropical honeybees, have lost the ability to sting or have stingers that are so small they couldn't even puncture human skin.
Thanks for being here today. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.